Good morning to our viewing audience, and thank you once again for joining us at our Community Outreach Update Show. Well, we're here at the end of another busy and eventful year here at MCC, with everyone getting ready to complete another semester as well as the holidays. We want to take time to welcome one of our finest administrators on campus, Mrs. Teresa Sturrus, who is Vice President for Academic Affairs. And welcome.
Well, thank you, Mary.
Teresa, it's been a very busy year. This past year, I'm sure have been a lot of buzz going on. And so we just want to begin with you sharing with us some of the things that are happening, some of the changes in academic affairs. Why don't you begin by telling us about those things?
Well, we have new partnerships happening all the time, new partnerships with business and industry. We have the Skills Training Fund, and that one is bringing us 4 new partners. We have a grant with Achieving the Dream and Arconic, and we're able to offer some neat programming through that grant. We are an Achieving the Dream school, and we've just had our Achieving the Dream team accepted to deliver a presentation at the conference in San Francisco this year.
Wow.
And of course, new programs all the time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, I believe your area has also been working. We talked last time about some short-term goals, and I think you've reached some of those.
We have.
So why don't you share with us some of those short-term things that have taken place?
Well, one of the things that we're working on right now is pathways, so that students can have and know where they start and know where the end is. And putting together basically documents that students can take with them, and we're working right now on doing that for our occupational programs.
Oh, wonderful.
And that shall be put together very soon. And we've reviewed the catalog this year and trying to make it so that it's a lot more user-friendly for students.
Oh, that's great. How has the dynamics of academic affairs changed during this past year? And why don't you share with us what those services, how this change will help the services rendered?
Sure. Dan Rinsma-Sebinga moved into a new title and a new role as Dean of Academic Affairs, and he is helping me a lot more with some of the running of the Academic Affairs Department. Cindy Langlois has moved into the Associate Dean of Workforce and Talent Development, and we're in the process of searching for a new position that will also work in workforce development and handle internships for students. Wow. Working with our current faculty members who do internships. Irene Church has been very instrumental in that. Valerie Shelby is moved into the position of Dean of the, Mentor of the Early College for Muskegon County. And then Cheryl Flannery has moved in as Dean of the Early College for Newaygo County. We have had one other addition.
Wow.
And Clarence Rudat, who is actually a Michigan State University employee, but he is housed in academic affairs, helping Michigan State and MCC. We have a joint program in agriculture, and so he's working on that.
Oh, that's awesome. So that brings us to our next question with some of the partnerships that you have. I knew that I've heard about the new program in agriculture, so you have someone new.
Yes.
Now, what does that program do?
Basically, the students will take some Michigan State courses and some MCC courses, and then they will get an associate's degree from MCC and a certificate from Michigan State University's Institute of Agriculture. And the programs are in agricultural operations, fruit and vegetable, and then landscape management. So those are the 3 areas we're focusing on right now. One other thing I want to mention to you is Chris Patterson, who has been a nursing faculty
Yes.
member, has moved over and she spends about 60% of her time helping out in academic affairs to help develop new healthcare programs for the college.
That's awesome, because that's one of our questions. I think last time we talked, earlier in 2016, we talked about the healthcare programs, some of the ones that were non-credit moving over to credit to
Right.
assist the students financially.
Yes.
And give us a little update on that.
Right now, we are running, the CNA program is in a healthcare certificate program, and that one you get your CNA, plus there are other courses that will help support you through that. There is also our new medical assistant program, which is just going very, very well. We have an apprenticeship associated with it that we're working with the local hospital, Mercy Health and Spectrum. And then we also are working on, and soon, hopefully this year, will be developed a community health worker program.
Awesome, awesome. Those are things that have been in the works for a while. Now, I was talking with the president not long ago, probably a week or so ago, and we were excited, and we talked a little bit about MC being named among the top 50 community college in the country. What's your reaction to this? What do you think brings us to that point?
Oh, I think there's so much that does, but I have never worked with such a group of caring people on campus. They want to keep this college to be a value for the students and for our community. We have wonderful faculty, wonderful staff, a great board of trustees, and I think that we're all committed to student learning and completion, and also keeping the college at being a good value for the community.
Well, yes, and we certainly thank you for your contributions. Now, we talked about the healthcare. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the downtown presence, and I know that you're very an intricate part in making sure this happens, as well as making sure some of the programs are designed for there. I think that is very helpful for our students to know what's going to be housed where.
Sure. Basically, we are going to have the foundry, the materials program, electronics, CAD, machining, our alternative energy program, entrepreneurship will be downtown. And then two of our faculty members, George Maniotis and Kurt Troutman, who've been involved in experiential learning, they're going to be moving their program, the experiential learning program, downtown, so that can have some really neat connections with the community being down there. There's so much that can happen for them downtown. So I think it's going to be an exciting time, and it's going to be a great facility, and it's wonderful to be part of downtown.
Well, that's great. Now, we're just about getting close. Time really goes fast when you're doing this, but let's talk a little bit about your activities and your involvement in the strategic planning. As Vice President, what does strategic planning do for MCC?
Well, it's important to have a strategic direction in which the college is going, and listening to all of your stakeholders. We have community members, we have students, we have faculty and staff on our committees, and trying to get a feel for what direction we should be focusing in on during the next 5 years. We did a great job at our last strategic plan in evaluating that, and we've met just about everything in our facilities master plan, and great leadership from the president on that, and on our strategic plan, and it's just ready to do a new one and to set the new direction for the next 5 years.
Well, that's great. Now, we've got about 1.5 minutes for you to share some parting words with our students in our community about MCC and what makes us the best community college.
I just think that we care about students, and student success and completion is our focus. We want students to start here at MCC, and we want them to be able to reach their goal, whether their goal is to transfer to a 4-year institution, whether it's to get into a program and go right into work, or whether it's just to take that one class that might help them in enrichment, or to learn QuickBooks so they can help themselves in business. We just want to be there for our community.
You can also visit Teresa's blog. Visit her, send her an email at teresa.sturrus@muskegoncc.edu. She would love to hear from you. Wonderful, doors always open. Stop in and see her. Thank you again for being with us, and we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. Well, thank you for being back with us. Welcome back. When we left, we were talking with Teresa Sturrus, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and we're back And here today we are so happy to have with us Dr. John Selmon, who is the Vice President of Student Services. And welcome, Dr. Selmon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You have been a busy guy this year.
A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit.
So we're just going to ask a few questions, and then we want to give you an opportunity to share some things with us. Why don't we begin with you sharing with us the changes that have taken place in student services?
Okay. Well, this year we focused more on our student success and completion agenda, so we completely reorganized around student success and completion. We have 3 deans with additional responsibility. Sally Burkham is one of our deans, and Sally has responsibility for student success, Dean of Student Success, as well as this campus life. Jean Roberts is our Dean for Student Services, and she's also a registrar. And Marty McDermott has an additional role. He's the Dean of College Services and also our athletic director. And so we've really structured ourselves around success and completion. Our whole student success and completion agenda has, if you looked at it, it has 3 legs to a stool.
Okay.
And the stool, the seat is the student success and completion piece. And then we have 1 leg that is directed towards strategic initiatives. We have another leg that's directed towards the operational piece, and another leg that is focused on technology and training. And so all this is around student success and completion. We have what we call high impact practices, things that we know that work around the country for students, especially community college students, such as mandatory orientation, college development, coursework, academic goal setting and planning, and college success courses, those types of things. We know those things work, and so what we focus on is making sure the high impact practices and entering students meet when they come in this institution. And we know that once that happens, we can assure that students are going to continue to persist and graduate here from Muskegon Community College. So a lot of focus, a lot of energy around success and completion. And another thing is that we know completion matters. Completion matters to the individual. Mm-hmm. Once you get complete with a college certificate degrees, you can you'll get a better job, take care of your family, move into this workplace, into this global economy, if you will. You can actually transition in and be much better off than if you didn't get a degree, and obviously you'll earn more money. So completion matters to the individual. Completion also matters to the community, because once you get a bunch of folks in your community complete, people are going to be more responsible, better citizens, earn a livable wage, take care of their families. So completion is our focus. Student success is our goal, and we look at those things being a part of what we do here institutionally. It's all integrated into what we do. And so we're pretty excited about our success and completion agenda, and completion matters to the individual and the community. So.
Well, that's great. It sounds like your short-term goals that we talked a little bit about at the beginning of the year have been realized, and you move toward your long-term goals. Now, we heard back maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago from President Obama about making college more affordable for students. Now, can you tell us, has that helped with our ratio of registrations? Have we seen more students register because of economics, or what help is being done?
Anytime you get federal support about an initiative, and that was one, is keeping colleges affordable. And one of the things that we here, our board, Dr. Nesberry and our leadership teams here, we want to make sure that we keep college affordable. So at the federal level, you have increases in the Pell Grant and that financial aid, but you have to go beyond financial aid, and so that's what we try to focus on here. We have repackaged our scholarships to make sure that we address students that are outside of the borders but want to come to Muskegon Community College. We have looked at reconnecting to adult students, and we have revamped our adult scholarship, and we've looked at our scholarships with high school counselors in the schools, and we've actually tried to focus on beyond financial aid. And I say that because that's always, you know, you got a certain number of students going to qualify for financial aid, and they're going to be okay. You know, obviously they could always use more money, and but we're looking at things like I said, repacking our scholarships, we look at community-based organizations and how we can leverage those organizations to get additional support, services, programs that students need to be successful. And so we look beyond financial aid, and we intentionally do that because we know that students are going to need help beyond the regular traditional financial aid. And so at the federal level, the increase in Pell is helped. There's state dollars that help, but also you got to focus on that local piece through scholarships and other alternative ways to help support students financially and otherwise. And so we try to do that as an institution. I think we do it quite well.
Well, great. That's good to hear that. Now, we talked a little bit before with Dr. Nasbury about the safety of the college.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there's a few initiatives that you've led
Yes.
in making that happen.
Absolutely. Safety and security is one of our biggest responsibilities here at this institution. We want to make sure that individuals are safe, that you have a safe and orderly environment. It's important, because it's hard to learn when you're in an unsafe environment, physically, verbally, and otherwise. And so we want to make sure we keep people safe. We have for years now focused on a crisis prevention team, and that's a team made up of 4 different components. Our maximum conduct system, our communications, notifications, early notifications, emergency notifications, all that, lockdowns and shelter in place, and our evacuation pieces. And so we know that we have to keep people trained and up to speed. We have worked with the state police, local police, sheriff, county, township folks to actually train and do exercises around lockdowns, active shooter drills, and we've had a great partnership with the local law enforcement agencies, multi-jurisdictional agencies, and so we have a collective effort here led by Marty McDermott and Darren Matone, and they help lead our crisis prevention work. But we know that individuals do what they're last trained to do, and so we want to make sure people, whether it's CPR, AED training, evacuation training, active shooter, lockdown training, we want to make sure that we get people trained and their skills up to speed, because if that day should ever come here on this campus, we want our folks to be confident and competent in their response, and to make sure we have a timely response to a crisis. So, but we feel pretty good about it. Like I said, it's an institutional imperative, is that we keep people safe and secure, and so I think we're well positioned to do that.
Well, that's great. Now, there you have it. So parents can feel safe for their children, and the community can feel safe. So we thank you for your efforts in that. Now, I believe there's a recent initiative that you have started, and I think, is it called C3 or?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
It's the Minority Male Community College Collaborative, and it's called, the acronym is M2C3. And it's a national initiative to look at students of color. What we have on college campuses around the country, it's not unique to Muskegon, but college campuses around the country, we have some groups that don't traditionally do as well on achievement exams and our outcome metrics, such as retention, persistence, graduation, transfer rate, employment rates, workforce test rates, and those things. There's groups that don't do well. But one is first generation college students, low income students, and students of color. And so we look at those groups, and we look at how we can address achievement gaps, because they're achievement gaps. They persist, they retain, they graduate at lower rates than other groups of students. And so what we've done is the M2C3 is an initiative, national initiative, to look at research-based, evidence-based practices and strategies to address those achievement gaps. And so what we're trying to do is we're just looking to see how we can close those achievement gaps here on this campus. And so, but we're nationally looking at best practices and things that work around the country, and we'll adopt some to see if they work here. I have Sally Burkham and Willie German that are working closely with me on that initiative here at the college. We also work with external groups like the Young Brothers, My Brother's Keeper, United Way, and some other groups and initiatives here locally, to make sure that we understand what's happening in the community, how we can help. And so we meet about 4 times a year now. That's what we project to meet about 4 times a year, to talk to external groups about ways in which we can help better serve and meet the needs of those student populations that I talked about that don't, that have some achievement gaps here at this institution. So that's the gist of it. We have a team and we have a lot of energy and a lot of focus around making sure we close these achievement gaps.
Well, that's absolutely awesome, and you know, time really goes fast when you're doing this, but I'm excited about what this will eventually, and I'm sure that it will be as successful as all other things here at MCC. There's been some changes in your area as well. Mm-hmm. Now, can we expect more changes coming in the new year?
Well, we're trying to enhance the student experience. That is all, it's all about an experience that students have with us, and so we're trying to enhance that experience. So we relocated some offices. Our finance office was downstairs on the 2nd floor in the 400 area. So we moved some services and combined some offices that we think can better serve students, and so that we don't have students going here and there, that they're in one place, can get served and truly live out the one-stop shopping concept, if you will. And so there's movement along those lines, but it's all about improving and enhancing the student experience here at the college. And so our movement, our staffing, our programs, our services is all about how we can better enhance the student experience.
That's great, and that's what we're all about. The community part of us is dealing with other partnerships outside, and then the student part is who we are, making sure our students have what they need where it's needed. And so we have just some renovations. How are you involved in those renovations, the new additions that are coming up in the downtown area? What part will student services play there?
Most of the projects report up through my office by virtue of where they report in the institution, but there's a collaborative effort. Teresa Sturrus, the VP for Academic Affairs and Finance, works closely with me, and we work across the college with some of our key leaders. We leverage that skill set across the college. Jerry Nyland, Dan R.S., Rinsma in terms of just helping the institution grow and expand. And so we have 4 major building projects, about almost $50 million in building projects. The Science Center's done. That was a $9.6 million, 20,000 square foot addition. We have the Health and Wellness Center that's coming on, and we're going to partner with Mercy Health and some others to make that a reality. We're downtown with our downtown center and the Lakeshore Fitness, which was the old YMCA. And then we have our Arts and Humanities project. And we're trying to create an environment where we have the students in the best teaching and learning environment possible, as well as our faculty and staff. And so that's our focus. Facilities matter.
Yes.
We know that, and services matter, programs matter, but more importantly, students matter. And so we're making sure we do the best for students. So.
And don't you agree that because of your student services and what you've seen happen in the past few years, that is one of the reasons that we were nominated as among the top 50 community colleges? Exactly.
It's because of what we're doing. We've been recognized nationally for a lot of our work. Most recently in 2015, Achieving the Dream, which is a national initiative that focuses on community college student success. They recognize us as a leader college, and that's a national distinction that they give you awards you or recognize you for your work on student success and completion type work. And so we're recognized nationally at that level, and we're involved at the state level in terms of the Michigan Community College Association Student Success Advisory. We just recently joined the Michigan College Access Network, and we're obviously involved all locally here in a lot of stuff, but we're being recognized for the work, our commitment to student success and completion, because that's what it's all about. It's getting students complete. We want students complete.
We not only want them to come, we want them to stay and succeed.
Start, stay, and succeed.
There you have it. Now, there's one other little cliche that I read that helps with safety. If you see something,
Say something,
say something.
without question.
Without question. So there's all kinds of opportunities for our students. You don't have to give your name, but there is a place that you can go on campus. The Student Life office is in room 103 across from the Barnes & Noble bookstore, or you can visit Dr. Selmon's office, which is in room 100.
102B.
102B
Yeah.
is Dr. Selmon's office. His executive secretary will be happy to help you. You can email him at john.selmon@muskegoncc.edu. Well, we're out of time, but any parting words?
Well, I think that I'd like the community to know, I know our staff, our faculty, our students know, that we're committed to student success. Teaching and learning is what we do, it's our focus, and our goal is student success. And we will do everything we can to make sure our students have a good experience with us, and that we get them to start, stay, and succeed, and get completed.
Get completed.
Yes.
Okay, well, that about does it for us for this segment. But we thank you for being with us, and we are so excited about what's happening on our beautiful campus. You can visit us online to find out about the new programs and the activities. Visit us at www.muskegoncc.edu. And again, I am Mary Williams, your host for the Community Outreach Update Show, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye now.